There we go. All right. We're live. I hate that little wait. You guys don't understand. There's this little stupid loading thing, and I never know what to do with it. So first off, let me tell you, we have Jose Avila here. He's going to be from TheBugHub.Store.com. Probably messed that up. I mess up something for each guest every time. It's Jose Ellicott. No, Jose Avila. Hi, Wally. You're just in time, Wally. We're going to do something we haven't done before. We have an actual sponsor tonight. So our sponsor has offered to do a giveaway to one of you lucky viewers. I'm hoping it's to a live viewer that he chooses, somebody that's here in the episode tonight. It's going to be a 4-ounce package of Supreme Isopod chow. I've been using this forever, but to be honest, sporadically, because I'd never remember where I put the bag. And I only give it to my smaller bins because otherwise, like, my dairy cows would eat this in a day. And that's not a rip on this product. That's a rip on, we all know how dairy cows eat. So I think we're all, if you're in this hobby at all, if you're watching this video, you know. This is quality stuff. I just shared a video from Chris Biggs about this, and he hyped it a lot. I could post the link to that video too. It's a way better commercial than this. But you will see on this screen tonight, this, I'm pointing at it in my phone, but this here, this is a pile of Isopod chow. And this is a bin with about 500. I want to say 500 baby Punta Canas, like Manca Punta Canas in here. Some of them have already kind of found it. The lighting's a little wanky, so I'm sorry. But we're going to see how they do with it. And we've got, this guy's a fan. He's already going at it. So clearly my aficionados is going at it right now. So anyway, good stuff. Good stuff. If you can, get it. It's at supremegecko.com, I think. Wally, put the link in for us because I don't have it right. So I know for sure I don't have it right. Let's bring Jose on right now. Again, he's a great guy. We're going to talk about isopods. We're going to see some isopods. We are going to talk about vents that he makes with his 3D printer that he has designed and made himself. Jose, welcome.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. I want to see. Let me see if I can set this up a little different so we can have you here. And we'll switch you out with the isopods from time to time if I notice that they're getting. We already have 2 up there in the bright light feeding. So thank you for coming. I've been meaning to talk to you for a while. People are bugging me about not talking to you for a while now. Oh. And I can't flip this, so it's going to look like I'm not looking at you.
No, I know. Same here. No, we're good.
Usually I have the guests on my right, so it looks just like I'm looking at them, but this doesn't work. But see, this is the technical difficulties that we run into on this show. So there's Wally. So Wally's here all the time. Hey, Wally. Probably our best viewer. So you've been in the hobby how long, would you say?
In this exact hobby, probably just going over 2 years in this exact hobby.
Well, you say that in a very ominous way. So what other hobbies were you in before this?
I primarily did a lot of stuff with Mantis before Isopods. And that, Mantis kind of spinned off into everything else that is now with Tarantulas, Isopods, Scorpions.
Millipedes.
Yeah, I mean, I've always just been an animal person, period.
Okay.
Small, but opportunity presented itself and I ran with it, kind of going with my younger daughter who's now 8 years old. She's a lot like I am, and we kind of did a lot of this together. We kind of started it together, to be honest with you. So
okay,
that's kind of where it spinned off from.
I feel like isopods are a really cool pet for kids to have because they're so low maintenance and so forgiving, most of them. If you need to give them a colony out of your backyard, I mean, that's the easiest thing to do in the world.
Yeah.
So I've said in a million of these videos, my neighborhood is flooded with vulgar because that's how I started, is those from outside. And now I've got 5,000 per square foot in my because I just keep releasing them. I'm like, all right, you guys, none of you are any good, so goodbye.
Yeah.
So we got Rick from Ophi Spider-Verse and Ben Slusher.
Hey, Rick.
You bring Ben with you? I don't recognize Ben.
Yeah, I know Ben. Ben's a good guy.
Good. So 2 years in the hobby. You were in it with mantids before. Do you do bioactive with your mantids at all with isopods?
You know what? I did bioactive not with isopods, just with springtails.
Okay.
mainly because I started bioactive with my question mark roaches. Is
Okay.
when I actually went bioactive with not only springtails but with powder oranges.
Okay.
So that was kind of like my introduction more to isopods, roly polies, as you know, I grew up with. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of where they came in from.
I
I
have
saw
some
some
new.
stuff online, and that was it.
I'm always surprised at who's interested when you talk about your roly polies. Like, I don't know. I just got a new job, and people are like, "What are your hobbies?" I don't know how it came up, but I just laughed. I'm like, "What are my hobbies?" Like, name one. But I got into roly polies, and these 20-year-old kids, waiters and busboys and whatever, like, tell me more. Like, they'll come up to me every day. Someone different will come up to me. Tell me about these roly polies. How are there 300 species? And I'm like, no. There's not 300 species. There's like 3,000.
Right, exactly.
And they're like, what? Like, they're blown away.
Yeah.
So, Russ, how we doing, Russ?
Hey, Russ.
Russ is a fan of your rack system, apparently. I don't know if you can see the comments or not.
Cannot.
It does look very organized back there.
Oh, there I go. Now I can see them.
There you go. Your rack system does seem very organized. So what's in this larger?
I try.
What's in this larger bin behind you? You have like the larger bins directly behind you?
Those are more roaches. These are ivories and some death heads.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what those are. And I didn't take any of those out because those they like scurry. They like as soon as they see anything, they're gone. So
okay.
I didn't want to have loose roaches. My wife wouldn't really be too happy with that. As is, she's very forgiving when they do get out, which but yeah, so that's what's in the bigger ones down there. I got a few down there more and a few up there. Millipedes, more roaches.
Okay.
Stuff of all sorts.
And then to the next rack is probably isopods, right? Those look like isopod bins.
Yeah, pretty much those three right there. There's the bigger ones. There's Borneo, dairy cow, orange Dalmatians. I had to put them in the big ones because they're just ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh, I hear you.
That one is kind of bare because I got a lot of them that I'm redoing, and they're over here on the other side.
Okay.
But those are the 15-quart bins that are just, somewhat ridiculous as well. And the rest, they're to the point where I now need to put them in bigger bins. I just haven't gotten there, and I'll get there. I'll get there.
We had a Kiara A just join us. She's a new face too. That's good.
That's my daughter.
Oh, hey, how you doing?
That's my little 1 to 8-year-old.
The younger Avila.
Yes.
Well, we are a kid-friendly channel, even though I don't label the videos for kids because it disables comments. It disables live comments, and I can't have that. Right. Everybody here is super respectful, so don't worry about your 8-year-old getting exposed to anything. And bioactivity, welcome back. Now this on your right, directly behind you, is all the way on the wall is your tarantulas, yeah? Or some of them?
Yeah, that's mostly, yes, sorry. Got stuff everywhere. So there's mostly tarantulas over there. And if you kind of go see over there.
Oh, yeah.
There's quite a bit. It's more below, but yeah, that's the wall where I tell the kids to don't be playing around. We don't need some of those loose.
Right. You find them at the wrong time.
Oh.
Looking for warmth.
Yes.
No good. So now you brought some species to show us. The first one that I think I want to see. The last thing I want to see is the rainbows.
Okay.
Because we haven't seen that on the show yet. So I'd like to see that kind of last. And they're pretty dramatic. Their coloring and everything. So otherwise, dealer's choice.
Well, let's see. You know what? Why don't we do the orange creams? Because I kind of saw your face.
Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah. I love orange. And if my little breeding project pans out, it's going to be Dreamsicle because no one's taken that yet. So copyright trademark, Isopods Productions. Maria Avila, is that your wife?
That is my mom.
Your mom? Holy cow. All right. So, how's she feel about all these bugs?
She's very supportive. Everyone has been very supportive. Sorry, it's not.
You can kind of get them. Kind of. Are you on your phone or your laptop?
No, it's actually my desktop.
Okay.
I'm trying to see if I can.
I find the desktop cameras are harder to deal with than your phone.
Yeah,
you can kind of tap where you want your phone to. I can see it though.
I could try to my phone if you like.
It's possible. You can still just click that link that's on the
Yeah,
in the Facebook Messenger. So those are Prunosis
orange cream. Yep,
orange cream.
Exactly.
Okay.
Here, let me get here. Here we go.
Maria, I don't know if you realize how dedicated the people in this chat right now are to this hobby. It's pretty insane.
All right, here. All right. Sorry about the holdup.
No, you're good. It's usually me causing these holdups, so I'm just excited.
See, this is what I was telling you about earlier. About just like, there's always going to be something, no matter what. There we go. All right. So now can we flip the camera? No. Let's see if this.
There we go.
Is that better?
Yeah, you lost. I lost you, I think. There we go. We're back. My computer randomly disconnects from the Wi-Fi for some reason.
Sorry if it's.
No, it's okay. And you can add your phone as another camera. We can add it.
Okay.
Let's see how these guys are doing. Oh, Wally, you're gonna love to see this. Again, this is the Isopod Chow. Can we get this light a little better? That's probably a little better, huh? Yeah, you can see a good feeding response right there.
All right.
That's good times.
All right. Well,
there's got to be a dozen or so up there already.
Well, and all that, they all took off.
Right? They had time.
They had time to kind of take off already. So I don't know if you can.
And those Pruinosis don't mess around. When they're gone, they're gone.
No, they don't. You know how it goes.
They're not Florida fasts, but they are fast.
Yeah, those Florida fasts. They're no Marulonella Vietnams either, because those things are ridiculous.
Oh, I hadn't heard that. All right, another speedy species.
Oh yeah, Marulonella Vietnam.
I should set up a race. We should find out some kind of racetrack.
I saw something like that. Someone did something online on Facebook. I saw someone had a few different species of isopods, and they did a race recently, actually.
That's funny. If it was at an angle, my aficionados would win every time. Ben, I don't know what kind of bark that is. It's local, so it fell off of a tree, literally in my neighborhood. So it might be sycamore. I got it and baked it. I literally picked up 5 pounds of this outside of a neighbor's garden. I don't know what happened. It was after a windstorm. I've been trying to go more local bark than cork bark lately because I think it actually has nutritional value in it too. So if they decide to get nibbly, they get something out of it. And it's not just, I don't know the facts on bark, how nutritionally sound it is, but I imagine it's like eating styrofoam. Here he comes. All right, let's see. We'll get there. So we're going to add a secondary camera for Jose and focus on that. That'll be the big screen. The Vietnam are crazy fast. Wally verifies.
Yeah, he knows.
It does not want to connect. We'll let it go for a minute. We'll talk.
Yeah.
So what else do you have involved? Do you have another species that might be able to focus in on a little better?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. I'm going to put me on the bottom. Be the good host for once. That does not want to go.
I just grabbed these because I figure, I don't know.
What have we got here? These are Magnificus, right?
These are Magnificus, yes.
This is the one I definitely want in my collection because they're big, they're orange. They're
pretty big. The biggest one that was in here finally expired, and he was ginormous. I mean, that guy it was ridiculous. I didn't know they got as big. I was always about the Huff and Say guy,
Yeah,
Right now,
yeah.
there's no bigger one. But when I got these and he grew to the biggest he could, I mean, in my opinion, these are the biggest. These are the Titans.
Wow. Okay. Fair.
Yeah.
The king may have been dethroned.
Yeah. Honestly, I think these are the Titans right here.
All right. I couldn't get over the size of my Hoffs, and I'm very excited to have. I love how are the Magnificus the same when you get them on your finger? They just kind of sit still.
Yeah. As soon as they'll run away for a bit, and then once they get on your finger, they'll start munching on your finger.
Yeah, because my Hoffs just kind of like once you get them on your hand, they're like, oh, let's see the world. Let's take me around.
Like there's something else beyond this box.
Yeah, they're very, very chill. Which I just split them into two. Are the Magnificus territorial as well? Do they get territorial during?
They seem to get territorial. Yes, they do. Usually, I find the bigger ones usually on one cork bark spread apart, and I usually find the juveniles and mankai on other cork bark. So,
have you noticed them protecting? Because I know the Hoffs and a couple other species literally protect their young for a little while.
You know what? I haven't really looked at them that long to see if that's the case. Because usually, usually they're all segregated.
Okay, yeah, because I've seen the Hoffs do it. I've seen the Hoffs do it, and I saw the behavior. I thought I saw the behavior in dairy cows, but it was one time, and I haven't been able to see it again. But I haven't really been looking.
I have seen it with the Hoffs, like you say. Usually the babies are around or underneath. So yeah, I have seen that behavior. Yeah.
Flagstaff as you're looking at the screen on the left of Jose is Tarantulas.
Yeah, I can see.
Directly behind him is Isopods.
Yeah.
There you go. There's the Tarantulas over there. Yeah, nice. That's a good collection. You got a big room for your bugs.
Yeah, I kind of took over our basement.
Same, but I've got this little area under my furnace. Behind my furnace. That's it.
There you go.
That's all I get. So then those are the big guys. The Magnificus, Porcelli Magnificus are like the big guys.
Yes.
So then I forget what you said already. Silverbacks? You have some Silverbacks?
You want to see Silverbacks?
I do want to see some. Yes, sir. Thank you.
They are very. They like being on the ground a lot. Actually, these I noticed with the regular Warnery, they prefer to be on cork bark. These prefer, but yeah. See, there's only a few on the cork bark, so I apologize.
That's okay.
Yeah, see,
when they're gone.
Did you get that mobile one on yet?
No, it went gray. I don't know what happened with your phone, but it just went like it's not. This is all I have on it.
Oh wow.
Whoa. And we have to mute it. I'll mute it here. Let's see if that helps. Yeah, it's really bizarre. That's all. I don't know if that camera's out or what, but you never know. It's all right. We could have tested it ahead of time. If it works, it works.
Yeah. Well, these all took off, Johanna. So and then there was one.
He's been in the same spot the entire time, so he really wanted to be on the show. Can you put him right up to the camera, basically? Let's see if we can get him.
See if it
still wants to focus. There you go. There you go. I think we found the sweet spot.
Yeah, I gotta here. Let's see if I could do this.
Maybe get it. I can't see your face.
That's all right.
I think they're hardwired to go to your face. If you can't see, I'm tapping my screen to try to get it to focus. There you go. That's a better look. I really like that. I like the milkbacks for the dairy cows and this silverback thing. There you go. That's perfect. I love that they have that skirt still from the Warneri, and then they have that beautiful, like it got painted.
Yes.
Hey, Andrew, how you doing? Ben definitely wants some of those silverbacks. Yeah. Josh at Flagstaff, there's 130 species. We're not going to get into that. So we're going to show off a couple of them tonight, but we're not going to get into listing off 130 species.
Yeah, that would be a long night.
I just crossed 133 subscribers, so I don't want to lose. I don't want it to go down to 112 tonight.
So these are soil kubaras.
Soil kubaras?
Mm-hmm.
Like Seoul? Like the city?
No, soil like dirt.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They seem a lot bigger. That's like a big Cubara.
They are bigger. They're kind of like to me they resemble more like the purple giants.
Okay. Oh yeah, you can kind of get out. There's a little bit of variation in them too. I like that. I can see these one like it's still a bit blurry, but I can see that there's like
Yeah, I'm trying to
touching my screen again like an idiot. There's one that's mostly yellow. There's one like a yellow back. Then there's the gray ones.
Maybe if I cover my face.
You were kind of, but no. Yeah, it's a little bit better from there. It's weird because I'm getting great detail on your hand, but not on the. That's a little bit better. Nice. There you go. That's a money shot right there. I'll put some timestamps in here. Pause directly on this second, and you'll be able to see this spot. That almost has that silverback coloring on the one where it's like.
Yeah, there's a couple. There's definitely variation.
I love that in a bin when you see the different stuff. Like that's why I kind of wanted to focus on my Punta Canas tonight because that's. Well, I've got about 20 on there.
Okay, so I will. You know what? I'm gonna grab these because I had gotten these originally from. Sorry.
You're good.
Ashley Neville.
Okay.
So there's something she calls them marble mix, and when she sent them to me, I was like in awe because of the variation in color. So they're Lavis.
Okay.
But there's quite a.
Oh wow.
Yes. There's There's like marbled orange in there as well.
They look like roaches to me. They look like I see what you're talking about, but it looks like roaches scattering around on those ones.
And I think that's part of it. It's why it's not going to focus just because they're running around. Right?
Yeah, these guys don't mess around.
No, they don't.
And you said this is Pruinosis?
No, these are Lavis.
Lavis. Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
And it's basically a mix of wild type, orange, all of them, just essentially all of them.
Yeah.
But there's also some pied oranges in here as well.
And they don't turn like wild type on you?
A couple have. Yeah, earlier on, usually they do. But
okay.
Like I say, it's a party mix in here. I mean, it really is. But what really got me was the pied oranges because you really don't see those. I'll have to send some shots one day.
Yeah, post them up on Isobuddies. Post them up on the Isobuddies show. That's great.
Okay. Yeah, because not liking that we can't really focus on them.
Yeah, we can post pictures of all of these, or you can send them to me, or however you want to do it. Now Andrew wants to know how many colonies. I think we talked it was like 130.
Around 130, probably a little bit more, but I feel.
So which one is your favorite?
I know everybody says you don't have a favorite, right? But which do I honestly right now? Wow, I am blank. Right now, I would say probably the Silverbacks are probably my favorite right now, to be honest with you.
The Silverbacks are your favorite?
Yeah, and a close second would be the orange creams. I just love the way they're just they're simple, but they're gorgeous. Just the fact that they're Prenosis and they're just a little more elegant looking to me.
Okay. Yeah, I like that sleek design or the sleek build, I guess, their chassis. They just look really slick.
Yeah.
Whereas, I don't know why I'm still creeped out by Ornatus. Like the Ornatus high yellow, something about them like makes me think of a giant silverback or silverfish, and I'm not.
You know what? I get that with the Ornatus yellow dots. A lot of people say that the yellow dots are the ones that remind them of the silverfish.
They're just and like I'm not scared of silverfish or anything, but they just look a little like greasy almost.
Yeah.
I don't know. Seeing them in person is better, but like they still. I'm like, no, maybe next time. But I hear they're out all the time. So it's if you want to see,
they're very protein hungry too. I mean, very active, protein hungry. I mean, I'm sometimes I'm a little scared to feed them because I don't know if I'm going to get my finger taken off or something. It seems that way.
That would be just a little too much, a little too far.
Yeah, yeah.
But I get that. I see how that could be a problem. Okay, I just had to check and make sure I didn't get any isopods on my phone when I had it in there. We're getting a really good feeding response here. Wally, good food, Wally. Now you have, this is a unique thing for the show. You have designed and printed your own vents for tanks. So, and this makes it super simple. They're sized to where you just get that drill bit and just right through your tank or your enclosure.
You get a hole saw, you get the 1/8 or 2-inch, drill it, and they slide right in, tighten them right up.
Let's take a look at them and see how easy that is. You said you have them right there, right?
This is a 2-inch, all right?
Yeah.
This is a 2-inch. So essentially, what happened? Quick story behind it. I kind of got, there's no shortage of DIY in the hobby, right? I didn't like the way I saw people buying those vents that were the mesh, and you just kind of folded the little, little tab over.
Yeah.
And then there was some that you just put them in, and then you glued them on the inside, and they were like this much sticking out on the inside because, again, that's not the application, but they work, right? I didn't like all that. So I designed these, and after a few different tries, I came out with this, which is probably far from perfect. So this is the vent itself.
Okay.
This is a 2-inch screw on. Now, what I did is I created tabs. Reason why I did that is so that way there's actually an insert.
Okay.
That you can put any kind of mesh, paper towel, coffee filter, you cut it out, put it in there, and you can put this in there and you twist it and it'll hold it in place. The reason I did that is so that way to minimize gnats, to minimize escapees.
Yeah, the mag go crazy.
It actually holds moisture inside the enclosure a lot more.
Okay.
A lot longer. Yeah, so that's kind of what I did. And then you just drill a hole, put it on. There you go. Screw it on.
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy. You can wash them. I also did a restrictor. And what I did that for is what I did it for my practical use. I have all these bins. Sometimes I have too many vents. I want to put something in there that doesn't need as much ventilation. So this basically goes in there and it kind of closes it up.
Okay. So if there's too many and you're realizing you're getting too much air,
yep,
you can just close one down.
Yep. And it restricts it. And there's still little holes in there. So that way you can actually just use it to deaden, but still have enough ventilation.
I like that a lot. I like that a lot to just kind of adjust. Now I've seen that's a cool solution. I've seen the different builds where they have an outer thing that screws kind of, and then it like the grooves are like this, right? So when it's open, and then they kind of, you can do this with it.
Right.
That other one. So that's a really neat solution. That's an alternative solution that I like that a lot. I like that there's different ways to come across it.
Yeah.
Rick says he owns some. Rick says he loves your products.
Rick. Yeah, Rick's a good guy.
Yeah, Andrew. I think that's how we got in touch with you a little bit, is because of seeing those vents at Rick's house. Andrew at DEA Exotics wants to know what your price line is on those. And he's having a sale until Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Some kind of percent off. I don't remember.
20% off until Thanksgiving. Yes. The big ones go for $4 right now, and the smaller ones go for $3. But
that's
like
$260 right now, guys.
Yeah,
$260.
And then, like I said, it's the 4-piece essentially. You use it how you see fit.
So you get all 4 pieces with that for that amount of money. Yeah. Okay, so that's not like an add-on. Like, oh, I want this thing too.
No.
Nice. And you're printing those at home. That's good.
Yeah.
Well, you have a great night. Keep getting ready for. I'll let you know. All right, I get to pick who wins. Awesome.
Take care, Wally.
Have a good night, Wally. I'll let you know. So I guess we were gonna go with a certain thing, but I don't know who else here. Well, I'll pick the best question. Or if you can verify these sub tonight. So I'm hungry for subs now. Now Andrew asked another question for your isopods that are protein hungry. Like, what's your go-to for a protein source?
My go-to is usually just minnows.
Okay.
I actually have a isopod supplement that I myself make, and also it's on my website for sale.
Okay.
I know Ben orders quite a bit of it.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of people try it out for me before it went out. A lot of people had a great success with it, so it's kind of my other concoction that I feed the protein hungry ones. But usually it's just minnows. When I want them quick and dirty, usually minnows.
I mean, that's kind of the way to go. Like, that's everybody's go-to. And you throw a couple in at least, and you're good to go.
Yeah.
And then you just come back for the skeletons. Yeah.
Those things are awesome, though.
It's crazy how fast you just have a pile of skeletons in there.
Oh my God, yeah. I take pictures of them all the time. I never post them.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I feel like we need to get that like graveyard shot.
I agree.
So those vents are great. Now, how long did it take you to design those? Like you said, you're a techie guy.
Yeah. It probably took me from proof of concept to something where I was happy with over the course of maybe 3 months.
Okay.
And then kind of testing them out, seeing how they hold the moisture inside. What time frame was it with just the mesh? Because before all this, I just used mesh. I just glued the mesh, kind of did the Wally thing, right? That's what I did. And it worked. Nothing wrong with that. But I wanted something where it wasn't just taking me so long to get these bins done. Just wanted to slap them in through them. So I tested them to make sure to see how much moisture, let me word this correctly, how much longer they can keep moisture in each bin. And I did it across different styles of bins just because that's how I am.
Yeah.
And depending on your setup, I get easily 7 to 10 days without having to go back in and spray in again. But again, it's going to depend on your setup, your environment. It's all going to be environment variables, to your environment,
Yeah, but it sounds like you've got a lot of good adjustment capability on there. Like
I do. I know I didn't think of everything, but I thought of what I thought was most important at that time, and they've been doing fairly well. I got 3 printers that are, for the most part, going. I shut them off for right now, so that way I can hear you and you can hear me.
I know that the struggle is real.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, they've been doing fairly well. So thankfully,
Yeah, the FDM printers are and with 3
I'll
of them going
have
at
to
once.
send you some. I'll have to send you some and give it a try.
Events?
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy some from you, so don't worry about that too much. So I like to support our small business guys. I appreciate the offer, though. I appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
Paradise Pods is here. They might be new too. I don't recognize that name. The last episode was I didn't see anyone who logged in last episode because I was holding my phone out, like doing the worst filming job ever.
Oh yeah, the one with the pet shop.
Yeah, I had a lot of going back and watching the video. I had a lot of forehead slapping moments because it was like I'd have the camera like, oh yeah, look at this animal, and you can see like this much of the animal here. Oh, this is really cool. Let's look at the next one. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was after I got off of that video, I kind of felt like I just got off a roller coaster. I was just like motion sick and stuff. Like,
oh, I didn't even think of that.
No, I'm kidding, but yeah, it was good overall, though. To be honest with you, so I think it was good.
Thanks. We had our issues. We're gonna address some of them by the next time we do one. And then Paradise Pets is new. Beautiful. All right. I'm always impressed with who comes back to see who. It's kind of neat to see who follows who. There's so many people in this hobby, and you just can't know everybody. You think you do. No.
And the thing is, like, you see what they put, like, say, DA Exotics, just as an example. But you can't put a face to it. I recently spoke to Red Queen Exotics, and I didn't know who it really was. And then out of the blue, she messaged me. I'm like, oh, hey, how's it going? Because I guess I friended her. I might have done it. I think I fat fingered friended her. But she told me, "Oh, I'm from Red Queen. I saw you joined, my giveaway." I'm like, "Oh, okay, good. Now I have a face for who you are." So that's kind of cool thing. It's kind of like a guessing game,
Yeah. It's
and
been a lot of fun doing this show because then, like, when I get the guests ahead of time, like when we do the rundown
sure.
before the episode, it's like, oh, this is Jose. Oh, this is Ophi and Rick. Oh, this is Wally Kern. I mean, Wally, you know what Wally looks like.
Yeah.
You know what Wally looks like. You know what Russ looks like.
Right.
But yeah, to meet Andrew was like, oh, okay. I kind of knew what he looked like from his videos, but it was different to talk face to face.
Right.
Yeah, it's just so. I keep thinking I know the movers and the shakers. Not even that, but like I know a good majority of the community, and there are so many people in this hobby that I don't think you ever could.
I think it boomed. It boomed. It definitely boomed over COVID. I think
Oh my God! I mean, that's when my stuff took off. That's when I was like, "All right, I'm gonna spend every dollar on this." We had some good questions. Okay, so Scott from Isopod Freak showed up.
Hey, Scott, what's going on?
Yeah, I know you guys know each other, right?
Yeah, Scott's
from shows and whatnot.
Scott's good guy. Yeah, he doesn't live too far from me.
Oh, okay. Then that's not too far a drive from you then. Bioactivity wanted to know how large you want, and this is a good question. I was thinking of asking this myself, actually. How large you want a colony to get before you think of selling? Like, how many do you sell? How many do you decide is good to start selling it at? Because you don't want to get it to be like, I can spare 12. I'll sell a colony of 12.
Yeah. And you definitely, sometimes that happens just because, you get these DOAs. But for me, before you start selling, I let them go at least a year.
Okay.
I let them go a year and see what I come with and see if that number I have after a year is workable. If I have to give you a number, I would say easily 200, the minimum. And that's going to depend on, to me, your species. Because to get 200 Porcellonides prognosis, as opposed to 200 Cuberis, I mean...
Yeah, right, right.
That timetable is going to be quite extensive for that.
Right. So if you have 200 Perinosis, by the time you get done counting the 200, you have 1,000. So
exactly that. So really, I was going to, to me, that's going to be species dependent as well, and it's going to depend on like, who are you selling to? Are you selling online? It's very subjective to different variables to me, but for what I do, for me, I'm thinking easily 200.
Okay, 200 is like the minimum.
For me, yeah.
And then how many do you plan on selling out of that, like out of the 200?
Out of the two, well, when I say the 200, that's usually what I have to sell. I've already taken what I'm keeping to breed.
So what do you keep to breed, I guess, is the follow-up question. Like, what do you keep?
What's
a breeding colony, do you think?
To me, a breeding colony is usually about 50.
50. So you would have 250 before you sold. Minimum.
Correct. Absolutely.
Okay.
And that
I should be selling. I should be selling like crazy right now. Some of my
You definitely should be selling like crazy. Yes.
We'll talk later.
Because before you know it, they're gone. I mean, they're just gone, and it's like, oh my God, the demand
it's
for
pretty
so many of
quick.
them. I'm sorry.
All right. So it's pretty quick for you. You see that your stuff goes
They go pretty quick. They do go pretty quick. Yes.
That's so crazy. Because I mean, what happens is, I was talking about this with Rick the other day when we were out together, is that everybody that gets in this hobby eventually becomes a seller. Because you can't not do it. You're going to get hundreds of these things, each species. Yeah. So what do you do with them? You can't let them go. You can't flush them. There's nothing that eats them fast enough.
No. You're right. I mean, you do become a seller in some way, shape, or form. I mean, there's no getting around it.
Or really. Trades. I was even thinking about trades.
I did quite a few trades.
Yeah.
Yep. Trades are always good. Trades are good. Trades are really good.
I'll have to see if I can do that.
You don't have to put any of your own money down. So when I can, I do.
Right?
Yes.
Ben, speaking of your business, Ben wants to know what the next step for your business might be since you're growing.
Well, I'm my brain's always trying to think of what that is, and I haven't gotten there quite yet. Um, a lot of my sales is also my vents, and it's also the enclosures I make, and it's also the food. And I wish I had one, but I sold out of them today. I make this other little printable device, the doohickey, let's call it that. I call it the Springtail Jungle Gym, right? And what it is, it's a cube. It's about 1 3/4 squared, 4 layers. And what it's for is I put it inside my springtail cultures to give me more surface area.
Okay.
So it's essentially take a 4-story building. Now, instead of having just the ground for the springtails, you have a 4-story building in there where they can climb up. You have more surface area for more to populate. And, you have more room essentially. Yeah.
I wonder how that would work. I wonder if you could like cover that in the
I
clay
do.
that everybody's
I
been
do.
using.
I do.
You coat it in the clay?
I do. I dip it in clay. Yep.
Look at that. Great minds.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just way behind you.
No, you're good. You're good. So yeah, that's another thing. And like I said, I wish I had one, but I saved them. But then I'm like, I didn't save enough. I had to ship it out.
Well, that's the thing about having a printer is you can always just make more. Like,
yeah.
It's not a big deal. I like that your business has evolved into like doohickeys, like you said, doodads.
Yeah, you know what? I'm just trying to think. My brain's always working. It's both a blessing and both a curse, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just trying to, I want to give, but I also am trying to. So this helped me quite a bit. And what I mean by that is when COVID came, it kind of messed up a lot of stuff, including my job. So right now I got this as a side hustle along with another side hustle. And it's been really good. And I'm blessed in that way. My brain has coming from technology, I try to think of other ways to do certain things, because there's always another way.
Yeah.
And that's where this vents came from. That's where my jungle gym came from, and just other little things. And it's trial and error, because I have gotten rid of certain species. I was doing feeders as well, but there's too much competition out there, and it just wasn't doable financially anymore. It's just I was paying to feed them, and it's like, okay, made a decision after months of really analyzing it. Okay, I'm doing away with that. But it's opened up a lot of time for other stuff, which is just wonderful. I mean, the stress level kind of came from here to down here, because when you're doing feeders, you got to do a lot of volume. It's a lot of work. And so I feel, if you, by all means, if you can do it, kudos to you, because to me, I was just like, I'm not cut out for this.
I think it's hard for a lot of people to admit that too, once they're in it and they made the effort and the time to get into something like that, or any project, and then to realize it's too much in the middle, and you're like, well, I already did this much for it. Why not keep going? Like, I'm already here. I'll just keep going. And then it's not a hobby anymore. It's not fun. It's a job. And I guess a job is a job, but like, we get into this because it's a passion.
Right.
So it's not, there's a fine line, and everybody in this hobby that sells or moves stuff or goes to shows at some point or other is going to be like, oh, again, another show, another round of cleaning the bins, another round of this. But, I think for the most part, we all circle back to the love of it and the passion of it. And
yes, that's definitely, I mean, because that it's a lot of work. It can be a lot of work. I mean, I'm here, most of the day. I go do my stuff with the Cub Scouts, the Boy Scouts for my kiddos, family time, dinner, whatnot. And then I usually they come back down here after the kids fall asleep. And I'm prepping for tomorrow, or I'm getting the printers going. It's cleaning roaches. It's an ongoing thing, and you learn to appreciate it. And when it becomes stressful is kind of when you start kind of like pushing back. But I'm being very careful not to get to that point, because I do like it. I find it's like fish to me. You like seeing fish? I'm not necessarily a fish person, but I like watching them because it's relaxing to me.
Absolutely.
It's really relaxing.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the wife to give me the budget to put up I got a 46-gallon boat front that I want to. It won't hold 46 gallons. The top bar or whatever's broken.
Sure.
So I want to do a paludarium with it.
Oh, nice.
And I'm trying to get her to let me take the money to fund it, or start saving the money to fund it, because it's going to be a project.
Sure.
But so far no good. We'll get there.
Keep trying.
We'll get there. I'll badger. It'll be fun. Because that'd be something for my stress levels, my personal stress levels, or something I have to manage all the time, that, you just look over it and you get lost for a minute. So my ant farm is like that. It's like an aquarium for me now. Sure. So I don't know if you saw those videos, but that's been really a lot of fun.
Okay.
I just posted 2 really short ones. There's a 7-minute one and a 3-minute one.
Okay.
And yeah, it's something I'm very proud of. I built it myself. I keep looking, like you see this bin, I keep looking for different ways to keep the isopods that is more interesting for us, right? Like, it's good for them, but it's more interesting for us to view.
Right.
Yeah, because essentially, if you're not doing any of that, you've got 130 boxes of dirt,
Yes.
Until you open it and do your maintenance, and you're like, oh man, look at this.
That's the thing, exactly. And then I could get lost in it. Like when I'm doing, I do isopod bins 2 nights. I do half of them one night, half of them another night, back to back.
Smart.
And because I'm there for 4 hours, maybe more, because I'm getting lost in it. I'm just losing myself in them, But yeah, I mean, now there was a point where I was rushing through them, and it's because of the stress level that I was under. But I've learned to like really prioritize things a little bit better. And now it's enjoyable again, because there was a time where it was like, ugh, this is stressful. Getting rid of those roaches freed up a lot of more space for this, which is what I really like, because honestly, I like getting them in the hands of people when they're interested. Yeah. I like when people message me, hey, I heard you got isopods. Hey, do you have, and you know what? I'm like, hey, you know what? I do. I could send you my URL. If you have any questions, please message me, because I don't want to just direct someone to the site and here you go. There you go. Be gone. No, that's not me. I like it when people have questions, because then I know I remember that passion. And it's like, if I can help you to understand it better so you don't feel overwhelmed, that's the best feeling in the world.
Yeah, or start you off with a little of that passion.
Yeah.
Like, pass that on.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of the people I dealt with in the beginning really did that for me. Like, they passed it on to me. Right. And I was already like pretty hype about it.
Sure.
When I heard about the hobby, I went out to my garden and just picked up like 60 or so wild vulgare. Sure. And because those were the ones I grew up with, and I love the roly-poly. I love they turn into a ball.
Right.
And so I started there, and I was like, I'll just go with these for a while. Oh, Pod Solo's here. Oh, Cheyenne. What's up, buddy?
Cheyenne's cool. I love Cheyenne.
What a good guy. What a good guy.
He's awesome.
Cheyenne, are you in the she shed?
The fact that he likes metal is just puts him over the top.
I was going to ask you what your playlist is for when you do your pods, because
I am a metal guy.
Yeah.
I'm a metal guy. I like Parkway Drive. I like some softer stuff, but I like a lot of the good oldies like Sabotage, Testament, stuff like that. Just one of my guilty pleasures is actually a band named Ghost. I'm not sure. I'll probably hear some get badgered a little bit, but they're my guilty pleasure.
I don't like a lot of, I don't listen to a lot of metal. It's not that I don't like it.
Sure.
It's not my energy.
Sure.
It's like Rick's saying something about Ghost. Oh, the song we were just talking about.
Oh, the band.
Metal and gangster rap. That's
gangster rap.
Cheyenne.
Gangster rap's just a given.
It's a given. See, that's all so hard for
Well,
me.
Josh, I grew up on the south side of Chicago, Blue Island. So
yeah. Okay. My grandma was there. My great grandma.
I remember we had that conversation. Yeah.
Yep. That was man, has that become a different neighborhood? Holy cow.
You know.
It's I would call it sketchy. That being said,
to say the absolute least.
That being said, tonight in my neighborhood, there's a Wendy's that I could walk to, and a cop pulled a guy over, and somehow the guy pinned the cop between his car and the cop's car, like pinned him there. That guy got shot by a couple cops. I don't know the whole story yet, but I know I took my daughter for a walk around the same time.
Sure.
Afterwards, and there were 4 helicopters in the sky.
Oh, wow.
Going around, and I could hear sirens going all over the place from all directions. And I was like, did I just walk out my door into Grand Theft Auto 6? Like, what just happened?
I saw that on Facebook. It came, and immediately I thought of you because I saw Joliet. I'm like, oh.
It's just one of those towns, man. You gotta.
Yeah.
If I didn't grow up here, I wouldn't live here.
Right.
But, and I, like, there's not a minute that goes by that I'm not outside of my house at Joliet going, oh, seriously? Seriously? Like, the mullet is the national haircut here now. I didn't realize.
I haven't been there in many years.
The mullet is back in force.
Oh, man.
We are getting good restaurants now, though. So
Okay.
I have to, like, settle down a little bit and wait for things to settle. Sure. And then see how the restaurant situation shows up and then see what's up.
Yeah.
So I just had my first birria taco and almost died.
Oh.
Yeah. I just turned the consomme into soup with rice and beans tonight. That was for dinner. We had leftover consomme because how do you not have leftover consomme?
Oh. Wow.
I don't know why the mullet's back. Cheyenne, I don't know, but I saw a 5-year-old with it, and I asked my coworkers, like, do I call DCFS now, or do I have to wait for them to hit him? Like, I feel like that's child abuse.
Like Joe Dirte? Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, back on point. That was a really good tangent. That was a solid tangent for local stuff. So are you still into mantises now? You were saying before, I think we came on that you went to
mantis. I have not done mantis. I'll tell you what happened. So mantis, for me, got to be a little stressful because, breeding mantises is no easy task. And I know there's people who are good at it, but I just wasn't great at it. I wasn't good at it. I mean, I've lost so many males just because I kind of got to the point where I was thinking it was me, even though I followed as much to the T as I could from other breeders. It just wasn't happening for me. I mean, if that female wants to eat the guy, she's eating him. I mean, and that happens so much. So I want some now just to have for myself, but without breeding, because that got stressful.
Okay.
Yeah, I lost a lot of males.
I feel like the mantises too are so much more maintenance because you've got to keep them fed. Like feeding them, especially when they're little, is kind of a chore. Like it's more than a chore, but it's exciting. But it's, I mean, they're hunting or whatever, but it's not like it's not like you give them a couple crickets and walk away. Like you have to monitor and see. Oh, you got one. Okay, let's get the rest out of there. Let's do this. I bred African. They were these little pygmy, bright green, like an inch tall mantises. For a couple years. And my thing is, you'd have 300 of them and you get attached to 5 of them.
Yes.
And know they're going to die in a year.
Yes.
And it's like, it's like owning an octopus. It's like, come on.
Yes, that's exactly it. You get like 200 of them, like you said. And then if you don't separate them by a certain time, they're going to start eating each other, So it's a lot of work.
It is. And you've got to be on top of it.
You do.
So, the last ones I did were just wild. They were just wild caught. And the 2 that I kept, one mismolted and the other one lasted a while. But then, of course, he died and you're like, okay, it's a male. He's not going to even live that long.
Right.
So, and then right before it got really cold here, we were walking, and I was talking to my daughter. She's 3. About I haven't seen a praying mantis this year in the wild. I shit you not. Like I was walking 5 more feet. Sorry, baby Avila. I walked 10 more feet, and a male flew and landed on my chest.
Oh,
And I
nice.
was like, "What is happening right now?"
They heard
like,
her.
Just waiting. Yeah, they were like, "Oh, peekaboo."
Yeah.
Yeah. Cheyenne said it's a lot like breeding jumping spiders. I imagine it's worse because don't you have to give them like super tiny food, like springtails or something?
To the mantis.
The jumpers,
The
when
jumpers?
jumping spiders are a big deal now.
Yeah, I'm not too know. I know with the Brunner's mantis, Bruneria borealis. I don't know if you ever had one,
No.
but when they're full grown, their mouths are very tiny.
Okay.
So the nymphs, you also had to give them springtails to start off with.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So very tedious. Beautiful. I love them. I love them because they're parthenogenic. So you don't need a male, which is awesome.
So which is watch them get murdered.
Pretty much, exactly. So they got it right.
Unreal. Yeah, I can't get over all the species that are parthenogenic now that they're finding different versions. From reptiles down to insects. It's crazy to me.
Yeah.
Or they switch. There's the fish that just switch. Like, oh, we need some ladies? All right, cool. I'll be a lady.
Yeah, to me, that's amazing.
Yeah, and they just like turn it on and they're good. They have full functioning lady parts. It's crazy. Wow. Inspirational, I guess.
Maybe too much.
Maybe. Now, do you do shows too? Are you going to shows recently?
You know what? I haven't done any, and I was supposed to do one in August.
Okay.
And it just didn't work out. We were renovating the house, and it got crazy around here for a bit, and just couldn't do it, unfortunately. So I'm waiting. Hopefully, I could do something next year.
Yeah. I feel like I was telling him today, like I've had so many of these Punta Canas. I just want to go with one of those Parmesan cheese shakers and like $10 a shake. Here you go.
That's awesome.
I was like, I gotta have some kind of gimmick. I'll just walk around. $10 a shake, bro.
Yeah. The gimmicks win, man.
It's one of those things. Like, as far as selling, like, where do you go for pricing? Because I know, okay, in my opinion, and I know it's probably wrong. Like, I have 2 opinions. The one is, if you can get it, get it. If you can get $50 for 10 kung fu pandas, 10 panda kings, that came right out of my mouth. If you can get it for 10 panda kings, get it.
Right.
But at the same time, panda kings breed a lot like Pruinosis. Like, they breed like crazy. So I think that price is going to come down.
Good. Yeah. Prices have come severely down. So I don't want to necessarily give names away, but I think most of us hit up certain key websites that are fairly well known for this.
Yeah.
And I try to come somewhere in between. And what I mean by that is if I take 2 sites, 3 sites sometimes, kind of look at the species, I see what they're going for, and they're usually within $5 of each other.
Okay.
I will at least match the lowest one.
Okay.
Because I feel that on my shipping, I think I save a little bit more in shipping, because usually I'm okay with just doing the regular priority. Not now, but I've had really good luck, despite what everyone has told me. Now, is that going to happen right now? No. And I know that. But usually, like I said, going back, that's kind of what I do. I kind of look at certain key sites. Okay, bam, that's where I'm going to go at the least. Just because I feel like I give it the least, then if people come, they see, hey, $5, it's same here. Oh, wait, his shipping is this, her shipping is that. I'm going to go here. That's kind of what I do.
It kind of depends. I feel like shipping, if you want to mess around about shipping, like you can't you want to skimp on shipping, you can't complain about DOAs.
Well,
Like if you're gonna go with a guy that just puts them in a box and sends them to you, like more power to you, but you're gonna get DOAs or
well, yeah. I mean, I do make sure that they're for pickup because I package right. I package as best I can. Like I said, I've gotten pretty good. I gotten pretty good at it.
okay.
But yeah, if it's not going to be held, then I'm not going to do a live arrival guarantee, right? I
So
mean,
you held at the post office.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I've had
But
a lot of people do that
Yeah,
with me, like have me do that.
yeah.
We got a couple questions. So Paradise Pods wanted to ask again, like how many cultures? 130.
About 30, 130.
Roughly. And then your favorite, which was
I'm right now the Silverbacks got to be my favorite.
Silverbacks. That's a good choice. They are beautiful.
Yeah.
And then Ben Slusher wants to know when you're going to get Cubara soils in again on the site.
I'm going to update it tomorrow, Ben.
Nice. All right, so they'll be on there tomorrow, Ben.
Yep.
Or send a private message. Maybe get in on the before the rush.
Oh, Ben definitely. Ben's definitely no stranger to private messages, right, Ben?
That's me and everybody on here. I'm like, hey, how you doing? How's it going? I try to check in with everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's fascinating, the pricing, how people come up with pricing. Because, yeah, on the one hand, where it's like, if you can get it, get it. If you can get $40 or whatever for 10 Punta Canas, get it. But at the same time, I have I just sold I don't even know how many. If Rick is still here, he's got a huge bin, one of his biggest bins I've seen at his house. And there's a ton of them in there. I don't even know how many I gave him, but sure. I just kept scooping until I got tired, basically. I kept rotating between my dairy cows, my orange koi scaber, and the Punta Canas. And I'd scoop as much as I could, set it down, pick up the next bin, scoop as much as I could, set it down, and then I'd go back and let him a lot. There you go, a lot.
Yeah.
So the amount of the orange koi scaber, it looked like he now has triple what I gave him
wow.
3 months ago. It looks like an insane amount in there. It's a carpet.
Wow.
But those guys so the orange koi scaber are probably going for $30 on average.
About
for
that,
a dozen.
Yeah.
$30 a dozen. And if I have 2,000, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. So if you can get it, but could you sell them that fast? Is there you said if you put them up, you're going to sell them.
Yes. See, the thing is okay, going back to what you said, you have lots and lots, you carpeted with them. So yeah, I know there's a lot of people who like to buy bulk. A lot of people like to buy bulk and resell, right? And that's fine. But when you sell in bulk, what do you got to do? You got to bring your price down.
Right.
Severely. And I'm not to that point yet, and I don't know that I want to be, unless fertilizer explodes and it's just ridiculous, in my house. But yeah, getting back to that, I've had pretty good luck, but I'm gonna have to take a bit of a hiatus on quite a bit of them, just because, thankfully, again, they've been going like crazy. And if you don't watch it, and I've done this to myself where I shot myself in the foot and I sold out, I was low, and then I had a DOA, I had another deal, and it's I'm going to wipe myself out.
Yeah.
But luckily, the good thing about the community is you have people that will come to your aid and say, hey, man, if you're real with people, and there's only certain people you can be real with in this day and age, I feel. But there are good people in this community that are willing to help you out. They're willing to say, hey, man, I got some. Let me send you some. I've had that, and I've done it, and I've been able to do it, and I don't expect anything in return. And I got to believe that that's what the others are doing,
Yeah.
Unless you tell me otherwise.
In this hobby, I feel like you get what you give, and it's unique. As far as I told you, I've been in a million hobbies, and this hobby, I've met more excellent people.
Yeah.
Top ranked people that I feel privileged to be among. I don't know. Like I've never seen that in a hobby before, where it's the
Right.
vast majority of people are just top-notch individuals.
Right.
And like you said, they'll help you out. I've got so many stories from people, like some myself, but mostly the ones that blow me away are from other people. One of our Isobuddy members, a friend of his needed money. So he sold all of his isopods basically for dirt cheap and gave all of that money to this friend that needed it.
Wow.
And then somebody sold him a ton back at dirt cheap to kind of help him replenish. And people were just sending him stuff. One of the other girls in the hobby lost stuff to, I don't remember what happened. It was a drought or something. She couldn't tend to her isopods because she got hurt. And people were just sending her cultures. Like, here you go, here you go, here you go.
Yeah.
And crazy stuff. It wasn't just like, oh, here's some Pruminosis blue.
Here's some dairy cows or something, right?
Yeah. Here's some more dairy cows. I hope you need more of those.
Right.
I feel like if the soil was completely dried out on my dairy cow and everything was dead, I could water it and I'd have 1,000.
You have a dairy cow tree coming up. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. They're almost unkillable. It's just crazy. Or when you have what my little story is, I had my milkbacks die. I had a batch of minnows that I got as dog treats or whatever. They were dog treat minnows.
Yeah.
And something was in them. So they turned red. They got like this literally bright red slime on the minnows.
Yeah.
And then the isopods died from the minnows and they were red.
Wow.
The isopods had turned red too. So I was like, this is poison. So I separated out the survivors and some of those lived. But in the meantime, 2 people sent me colonies, like starter colonies, just because they heard the story.
Yeah.
And that was before the show. That was just me crying about it on Facebook. Just because I felt bad. I didn't really like want them back or whatever. I did, but I felt bad that they were in my care and they died. It's my first crash, basically. Right. And even then, there were so many people that helped out or helped me try to diagnose what the issue was.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I've barely been in this a year. It's been a little bit over a year for me.
Sure.
And I'm such a rookie still, such a novice, because there's so much to know, and it's still so fascinating.
Definitely.
So, and I can't stay focused on one thing. So I have like jumping spiders, snails. I tried millipedes. I suck at millipedes. I really want to get good enough to do ivories because they're my favorite.
Yeah.
Attitude wise, like their attitude wise is really good.
Yeah.
Now I have dubias for my ants.
Okay.
What else? I don't even know. Whatever. But the isopod, there's so much in it that you could just go on and on and on, which we do here on this show.
Yeah. No, I mean, you know what? Sometimes I'm a little hesitant. Sometimes I'm posting on my personal profile on Facebook because if all my friends could just be isopod people, I feel so much better about it. So by trade, I'm a systems engineer. Okay. And I do this. I love this, right? And I shouldn't have to feel that way, but I do. And it's all in me, right? But it's a little bit of a kind of like you get these people that kind of look at you and like you're a child, you know? And I don't like feeling that. But I'm learning to care less about it. And I've been posting a little bit more certain things. And I always get the people who I have come to know because of the hobby that are always like they're there. Like I know that they'll comment, and just their comment is enough to just say, you know what? There's nothing wrong with it. I'm good.
Yeah.
Just it's amazing. Just the way, like you said, the people you've come to know because of this hobby. It's especially at this time that it's just been crazy. I don't have to tell you, you're living it.
Man, yeah.
It's very, I don't know. There's no word for it. It's just, I'm glad that it happened when it did. That's what I can say.
You're glad your hobby happened when it did?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like part of it, I want to say part of it is that people were starved for interaction with other human beings, and that helped. But I don't think now that it's settled down. I mean, it's settled down like 80%, right? The
Yeah.
COVID thing is like we're basically back to normal. These people are still good people. They've made it through. It's not just them being cool people through COVID. I think it's given a lot of people that empathy and that willingness to interact and accept the people for who they are and what they do. And like on the one hand, yeah, COVID is the biggest pile of crap that I've had in my life. Like I'm 47. That's the biggest garbage I've had to live through.
Sure.
But on the other hand, like so many good things come out of it.
Yes.
And are still coming out of it that it's
yes.
It is a heavy price to pay for all of the good things that came out of it. But I'm grateful for the good things.
Yeah.
So and it's a weird. I hope everybody understands what I'm saying. I hope everybody understands that I'm not saying like, oh, thank God for COVID because I met Rick from Ophi's Spider-Verse. That's not what I'm saying at all.
Yeah.
It's a nice side effect.
Right.
So I wouldn't trade Rick's friendship to not have to stop wearing masks or to stop wearing masks. I wouldn't do it. But I hate wearing masks.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they've had so many of these relationships that built out of COVID.
Yeah.
And it's been hobbies and new interests, and you got to pursue things. Now, did that come because you had some time off from your job, or were you working from home?
I was working from home.
Okay.
I was working from home, and honestly, my dog at that time was diagnosed with cancer.
Oh my God.
And I mean, it was like I didn't think I could feel like that because I didn't have a dog ever since I was small.
Yeah.
And so when that happened, I didn't think I loved my dog, but I didn't think I would feel the sadness that brought me.
Yeah.
And the isopods, all that were something that helped me go through it and be okay. I don't want to say be okay, but be okay. Yes. For lack of that wording, because I mean, it was just amazing, just the amount of sadness it brought the whole family. So it was my therapy and it helped very much so. And then, the plus side again, bringing the people back, that was another plus. I mean, it was an amazing plus, something that I didn't see coming. And I was grateful. I am grateful,
Right. And now we've got all these connections, all these great people.
Yeah.
Everybody here. I mean, I meet new people today. So again, like there's 4 or 5 people today that I don't know for sure that they tuned in before.
Right.
And if they haven't, it's awesome. It's awesome to see more people come.
Yeah.
That are attached to the community that I don't even know yet, that are just awesome.
Right.
Because it's nationwide. I mean, I'm trying to get a guy from Germany to come on the show, but his English sucks. So I don't know how that would work.
Yeah.
His English is really bad.
Yeah.
We are bringing a German guy on for something. I don't remember what, but his English is on point.
Good.
So at least as good as like an Indiana Jones villain. But enough about that.
Yeah.
So let's see those Thai millipedes, the rainbow.
All right. Let's see.
Those I haven't seen. I wanted to save them for last, and then I forgot about them.
Let's see how they do. Let's see if this camera cooperates a bit.
I hope they aren't like that one that rolls up for an hour.
They roll up. That's
what I like about ivories. Ivories are like, oh, you're picking me up? I guess. Okay.
Let's see if... Oh,
they're little guys.
Yeah, they're still babies. I'm trying to see if they'll focus.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Focus, please.
That's the struggle.
Yeah, the struggle is real.
Of course, it's focusing on your fingertips. There he goes.
Yeah, sorry. We're going to... If you ever have me again, just remind me that this kind of camera sucked.
It does, but even cell phones, like it's hard to get them to focus if there's anything else in screen.
It is. But you know what? Whatever Cheyenne used, that's what I need to use next time because his thing was on point.
His setup is good, and he runs his own show, so like, he's run through some stuff.
Was he on an iPad? I'll have to ask him because
I don't know. Cheyenne, what do you use?
I think he's gone.
Think so? Oh, there's only 4 people left. Does it tell me who it is? We're gonna learn who it is today.
I'll get some pictures to you, so maybe I don't know. At least you can see them.
No, that's good. That's good. And then I mean, people can Google it too. It's Thai rainbow millipedes. So not like soil isopod, which was just soil. I had no idea. I was not expecting that at all. I'd never heard of those.
Yeah.
So that's cool to hear about. Now Cheyenne, I want to have him back to show me off his when they get a little bigger. He went into a cave. Did you hear about that?
No.
He went into a cave on the coast while the tide was coming in. It's like a coastal cave that these isopods only live in there. They're like, they gotta be like this big. They're monsters. And so he got like, I don't know, a couple dozen maybe.
Sure.
And he's like, the whole time I was worried this cave was gonna fill up. He went in, it was like shin deep, and he went out, it was like thigh deep. So he was in there for like a half an hour basically. Got these isopods and bolted, but they live in. He set up this thing on his saltwater aquarium.
Okay.
Like in the refugium, basically, he set up a rock wall for them to live in, and he said they're doing pretty good. He lost a couple, but I was impressed. So then they come out at low tide and eat stuff in the cave. But that's I'd never seen them before. They kind of look like giant canyons.
Oh, really?
Flatter. Yeah, they kind of have that same shape, flatter, but they're about almost golf ball size. They're massive. So that was neat to see.
Are they the parasitic ones? Does he know? I'm just curious.
Oh no, they're terrestrial. They're not aquatic.
Oh, they're terrestrial. Okay.
Yeah. They live in the walls of this cave. So they don't live in the water, but they live close enough. Like they have the high salt content is there, which I still am going to prove on the Thanksgiving episode that they eat salt. So my isopods eat salt. Like I give them Himalayan pink salt.
Oh, no way.
So yeah, they're known to, from what I've read, every habitat that they're in the wild, they remove salt and process it from the soil. So if it gets into the soil somehow, which obviously destroys plant matter, they process it out and turn it into, usable isopod poop.
Yeah.
So that and like heavy metals, they process out a lot of stuff that's toxic to us and the environment. So
yeah. I just
they're little superheroes.
Thing. I know I've seen some video on like I've seen some isopods eat like a ghost pepper or something.
Oh my god. Who takes that chance? Like, enjoy, guys. Hope you don't explode randomly.
But you know what? They were fine, and I'm just curiosity more than anything. It's like taste buds. Do they have any? So would it affect them? I
don't know. They got it. I imagine that. I don't know. That's something to ask. I wonder if there's something on their feelers. Because I can't imagine it's in their mouth because they eat everything.
They do.
And if they do have taste buds, it's totally reverse of what we think is good.
Right.
So, but I will admit, I have given them stuff that I think is totally weird to see if they would eat it, like toenail clippings. Okay. They didn't eat toenail clippings.
Okay.
All kinds of dumb stuff. And like, pretty much they take it down. So they're just so interesting. It's such a great hobby, such a great community.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on. I'm very excited.
No, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Again, so it's TheBugHub.Shop.
Correct.
Okay. So that's where you want to go, folks. What did I type? Anything else in there? I'll put that up in the description of the video as well, which isn't quite up yet. .shop. Okay. I think that's it. There we go. All right. So you should be able to at least enter that in your browser. Check that out. That's where you'll find all the stuff. You'll find the vents, the vent covers, the different size vents. Yeah. You said you had enclosures you built?
Yeah, they're nothing fantastic. They're just something that people could get and throw their isopod. Kind of a one-stop shop. Okay. It comes with the substrate, comes with the cork bar, comes with moss. It has the vents in it. The vents are already in it, so those do really well. So yeah, I mean, definitely, check it out. And there's a message tab. You can hit me up. I'm really too good at messaging back, just because I have people have high expectations of me because I answer almost immediately.
Okay.
So I'm on there. Just message me or go on Facebook. I'm there. You can message me there. But yeah, any questions? And Johannes, thank you. Josh, sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
Thanks for having me. And you know, I hope we could do something again. It'd be cool to have more collaborations. That would be cool.
What do you mean?
Just like Cheyenne. Cheyenne's awesome.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
Kind of have a, hash it out. Let's just talk. Let's talk all the, do a Thanksgiving special. I don't know.
We could do like a round table. I was thinking of doing some kind of round tables.
Yeah, something like
with
that.
certain people. So, like this Wally, we're gonna have an upcoming episode around Thanksgiving with Wally and Russ.
Okay.
Wilson of Aquarimax.
Okay.
And that's gonna be the first time I'm doing something like that.
Okay.
The other time, I like to focus on one guest.
Yeah.
But we're really not focusing on either of the guests. Those guys have their own platform, so we're gonna focus on
a topic.
So, if we can come up with a topic, I'll definitely. Anybody else that's watching this that's been on the show before?
Just an FYI, Russ actually did a video with my vents in it.
Oh, Russ had your vents because I've recently seen a lot of videos with the vents. I don't know ever who they're from because there's like 5 or 6 people making them now.
Yeah.
So I really think your design looks slick. Excuse me.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely going to order some.
I appreciate it.
And I'll definitely do like a unboxing or whatever.
Yeah.
I want to show them just 1 month in.
Awesome.
Do you know what I mean? Like that's what I want to show. Like them coming out of the box, who cares? But if I could show how the closure's looking a month later, like that would be great, and give a review. I like to do product reviews.
Yeah.
So especially stuff like, I mean, you designed it yourself, the isopod chow that Wally's got. Like once again, as far as I know, this is the top rated food.
Yeah, I need to get some of that stuff. I've never tried it. I've been wanting to, but just haven't.
It's pretty fine. I don't know if Ophi's still here or not, or Rick is still here, but he gave me a sample of some food from somebody. I want to say it was yours.
Okay.
It came in like a big deli cup, kind of like this. And it was a little heavy grain, kind of.
No.
Okay. It was like grape nut cereal kind of texture to it. No. So I haven't tried your food yet. So I'll have to check that out too. All right. I just want to see the responses that I'm getting. So you can see here on his, there's got to be, where are they? I can't find my camera. There's got to be 100 on here now.
Oh, wow.
So, and that's only been, an hour and a half maybe.
Yeah.
So for them to come out in the open like that is crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, Rick's still here. Whose food was that you gave me, Rick? It was in like a little plastic cup.
I know mine is in a little shaker, like a little shaker.
Okay. I like that a lot. The Parmesan cheese.
Yeah. I try to make it easy,
Don't put it on your pizza. I just like that everybody is producing stuff. Ryan and Marshall Arachnids. Okay.
I want to try that one too.
Yeah. I got a really good response out of it. My guys really liked it. So I think I overfed it, but it went away. Like that's probably why I have so many Punta Canas in this bin. These are my test subjects for everything that I do.
Okay.
Yeah, so we could go on all day. Yeah. I can make a list of all the products. So, Jose, thank you for coming. Let me get rid of this. I definitely want to have you back at some point. We keep going through guests. Let's make this better. There we go. Now I'm looking at you.
All right.
Because I definitely like to do follow-ups. I like to talk about new topics with the same guests. I'd love to have you come back in a couple months and see where you're at and what we can talk about.
There'll be something up. I'm ever changing.
I love that. Everybody in this hobby almost is. So, we could do a round table. That would be super cool to do. I always feel like I'm kind of a moderator in that situation.
No, you know what? You're good at it. But you're good at it, so that's good.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, no, you're good at it.
I appreciate it.
Give yourself some credit.
I try, but I love to hear it from other people.
Yeah, I get it. I get that.
I'm almost that guy that's like, oh no, I suck. And then everyone's like, no, you're good. Am I?
I get it.
I kind of have that thing going on. So I'm going to do my closing stuff where I beg people to subscribe that aren't still watching.
Sounds good.
I need to put that at the beginning, but thank you so much, Jose. If you want to stick around, we can talk afterwards. If not, that's fine. I know it's late.
Whatever you want.
Okay, cool. Well, stay in the green room and we'll talk a little bit afterwards.
Sounds good. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks, everyone. So thank you for watching with us this long or however long you watched. Hey, there's Moon. Finally showed up. I got to get your contact info, Moon. I think I'm going to send you Wally's food. So, all right. We'll talk to you guys later. Folks, I had a lot of fun with this episode. I hope you did too. I hope you learned something, how to run a business, or how to organize a little bit better. Start a new project. Just get out there and do it. Make events. Make a new lid. I don't know. Whatever. This hobby's ripe for all of those things. Jose was a great guest. I thought this. I was like, I didn't know where this episode was going to go because I was like, more isopods. Like, what am I going to talk about? But holy cow, great conversation. So if you haven't already, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon. If you're still listening, share it with people. Put it up on your page. I don't care. Get the word out. We're really I feel like we're taking off now. We are going to do, I like the idea of roundtables. If you have a suggestion for somebody that you'd like to see, like, talk together, or bounce off each other, I'm going to be looking at my stuff and see what I think. But I'd like to hear from you too. So in the comments, maybe, I don't know. We are going to be doing once a month on site at pet stores, quality pet stores. We're not going to Petco or PetSmart. We're going to talk to the owners. We're going to get a tour. We're going to check out their stuff, see a little bit of how they do what they do. That was a hugely popular, like, for my show, it was an immensely popular video. So I definitely am encouraged to do more of those. So, again, yeah, like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. We still have 4 viewers, which is crazy to me. I think maybe 2 of those are me and Jose. But thank you so much. I appreciate every one of you. So have a great night. And if I don't see you before then, have a great Thanksgiving, which is the best holiday of the year. Thanks.